Dear friend, I am addressing you today with a topic that may seem unusual, but nevertheless it deserves our attention. It is about abstinence from sex and how it affects our lives. The title of this letter, "The More Without Sex, the More the Unexpected Discoveries," is no accident. I want to share with you some of the observations and conclusions I have come to while researching this topic. In today's society, issues of sexuality are highly actualized, and sometimes it may seem that sex is central to our lives. However, there are many people who choose to be abstinent for various reasons, and this has a significant impact on them. Physiological aspects. The first thing to talk about is the physiological changes that can occur as a result of abstaining from sexual activity. Despite the common belief that a lack of sex has a negative impact on physical health, research shows that this is not always the case. In fact, abstinence can lead to increased energy, improved concentration, and even better physical fitness. Psychological changes. The next important aspect is psychological well-being. Not having sex can have an impact on our self-esteem, our relationships, and our overall psychological well-being. Some people report improved mood and reduced stress levels, while others may experience feelings of anxiety or depression. Social changes. We should not forget about the social aspect as well. Relationships with others can change when a person makes the decision to become abstinent. This can lead to deeper and more meaningful connections as interactions with others become less focused on physical intimacy and more focused on emotional connection. Spiritual development. The spiritual aspect is also worth mentioning. For many people, abstinence becomes a path to self-discovery and spiritual development. They find that without sexual activity, they have more time and energy for self-reflection, meditation, and spiritual practices. Personal experience and reflection. In my personal experience, I found that abstaining from sex led me to a deeper understanding of myself. I began to value my relationships more, not only romantic relationships, but also friendships and family relationships. My interactions with people became more meaningful and fulfilling. I began to appreciate the depth of conversations, shared interests, and emotional connection. Emotional liberation. In addition, I felt a certain emotional release. Not having sex freed me from some of the social expectations and pressures associated with sexual relationships. I became calmer and more centered. My thoughts and feelings cleared of unnecessary attachments and focused on what was really important to me, increased productivity and creative powers. I also noticed an increase in my productivity and creative forces. The freed up energy and time that used to be spent on finding and maintaining sexual relationships is now directed towards my personal projects, hobbies, and career ambitions. This has led to significant gains in my work and creativity. Strengthened self-esteem and self-esteem. One of the most important aspects has been the strengthening of my self-esteem and self-worth. I learned to see myself as a whole person, not dependent on sexual relationships or the approval of others. This has given me a new confidence and self-sufficiency. Final thoughts. As I wrap up this letter, I want to emphasize that my experience is just one of many possible paths. Abstaining from sex can have different consequences for different people. The main thing I want to convey is that it is important to make informed choices based on your own values, beliefs, and circumstances. I hope my reflections will help you on your own journey of self-discovery and self-realization. Remember that in any choice you make, whether abstaining from sex or having it in your life, the most important thing is to stay true to yourself and your beliefs. With love and support, Solomon.